I think there are participants. This webinar kind of nowadays. It's a very strange experience. Like I don't see the participants, which is I mean I am used to walking around the audience, walking in the audience, talk to them face to face, and this is a new experience for both the audience and myself. Anyway, I am talking to the laptop screen, hoping that the people are there to listen to me. Yeah, and at the outset, I thank the organizers of Acharya College of Engineering and Technology uh, for inviting me to talk in the virtual faculty development program. And I have given the topic research methodology techniques for PhD aspirants and PhD scholars. And I have just joined Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence in the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science as a professor. This university is a state private university in Gulbarga and offering free education, no fee whatsoever. Okay. So I am happy to be there. Earlier I was with Kanchi deemed university, which is Chandrasekharan Sastri Vidyalaya, and here holding various positions. And the eligibility for me to speak in this forum is maybe perhaps I have guided a number of MPhil scholars and PhD scholars, and I am a researcher myself. Okay. So I am responsible for the flow of contents. Maybe I have used certain images, I have acknowledged them, and if at all I use some results or something, I quote from books, I acknowledge those books. So let me see the topic. This keeps prompting. So I understand that the audience comprises of people who aspire to do research or maybe in the pathway of research, or a few of them could have completed a PhD. So they may be initiated into guidance and all. Okay. Let me tell you this concept of research. Of course, this talk will be radically different. I mean, I don't want to get into the theory. For example, what do you mean by a Scopus index paper? How to write a Scopus index paper? Okay, how to write a paper for higher end journals? How to choose a topic? What is a research methodology as per Kothari with the research hypothesis? All that I am not going to get into. You would have heard a lot of that. Okay, of course, some theory will be there in the beginning. What I want to tell the audience is the real experience of a researcher in guiding students, in choosing topics for them, and in choosing my own topics, and the tricky thing of plagiarism. Why do you get into such trouble? What do you mean by original research? Okay, and I will try to help you to dig into yourself. Okay, do a SWOT kind of analysis of the self, so that which research suits best to you. Okay. And each one have their own methodology of choosing the research topic. No single formula. It is not like a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Like that, you do not have any formula, any fixed formula to get a PhD. Okay, it is a doctorate in philosophy. Okay, it is, what is that? Doctorate in philosophy. That is, you are able to argue over theory, okay, philosophically, with some logic, create your own problem, and with the conclusions, your own conclusions. Okay. So some theory will be there. Maybe some audience are joining. So I will be showing certain theory for next 10 minutes or so. This will help you to identify the area of research where are you going to be. But what I am going to do, I am going to tell you is more of a personal experience that hopefully should touch your hearts to trigger you to get into research. There are various types of research are there. Okay, this will be only brief. Don't worry, I won't get into too much theory. Uh, Basic research, applied research, problem-oriented research, problem solving, quantitative research, qualitative research, all that is there. Basic research. Basic research is for in any subject. It's for enhancement of knowledge or to expand our knowledge. Okay. And the applied research. The applied research is to solve practical problems to improve the societal condition, to improve the livelihood of human, to make life better, to make life better. Maybe a new kind of fridge, a new kind of washing machine, new kind of car, something like that. Okay, this is usually large scale, and usually you will have to get money from the funding agency. Problem oriented research is conducted by industries. Okay, and it usually solves a decision making dilemma. It can be very difficult, it can be a very good opportunity also. The problem solving research is done by certain individual companies to solve the problem faced by that particular company. The main aim of problem solving research is to discover some solution for some pressing practical problem. This is okay. Then usually the what we do is quantitative research and qualitative research. Quantitative research is what you run around these hypotheses, theories, models, and then package analysis, data analysis, data, their interpretation, and all that. Okay, I will get into that. For example, I will tell about this later. Qualitative research is non-quantitative type of analysis. It is collecting, analyzing, interpreting data, and all such things. And you work on samples. Okay, right. Other types of research, a group of research is there: descriptive, analytical, fundamental, conceptual, empirical, one-time research, longitudinal research, field setting research, laboratory research, simulation research, clinical or diagnostic research, exploratory research, historical research, conclusion oriented research, case study research. Okay, that is what the management scholars do. Case study research, short term research, and all that. Okay. So having said about why did I list the types of, research? Uh, to let you know about where you really fit in. Somebody might ask you what type of research are you in, so you must be able to name the type of research. So I gave you certain names, certain terminology. Let me straight away attend the uh, tricky point in any research nowadays is plagiarism. Okay, and certain people even get their thesis rejected. Even certain vice chancellors have lost their post. Okay, certain principals have been debarred as PhD guide for many years. This happens when they find their thesis as plagiarized. And a different trend I see, I was the director of research and controller of examination also. Even the certain softwares provided by InflipNet and all to check the plagiarism, I tell you, you can just fool that tool by repeatedly what they do. I know they will first check the thesis once. Okay, then it will show a lot of plagiarism, maybe 30% to 40%. They will try to rephrase this and that. They will again check it. They will again check it. They will again check it. I see that they would have checked it at least 2 dozen times before it is finally submitted to the university. When the university checks it for plagiarism, it will keep showing, it will keep pointing to the latest previous version of the thesis uploaded by the scholar. Okay. So you can always fool around a plagiarism checker or something. But why do we get into this plagiarism problem? Because we get into that because we try to follow somebody's research, not our research. Okay, somebody would have done something on your topic. Now, how do you choose the topic is another issue. Somebody would have given the topic. Okay, somebody has done some work on this topic, and you study that, and for loss of words, because it is not your topic. Okay, say if somebody asks you to speak about you, what do you do? If somebody asks to speak about you, okay, your family, or do you refer to any manual? Do you refer to any book? No, we do not refer to anything. We do not refer to anything. We just talk about ourselves. I am so and so, my family is so and so, I live in this place, that place. So you, there won't be any plagiarism. Okay, there won't be any copying. Why? Because it is my own family, my own talking, I talk on that. Okay. So plagiarism doesn't enter there. So how to avoid this plagiarism? How to do original research? Okay. Let me get into that. This stuff is always there. You keep looking at it. You know, keep looking at it. The research proposal flow chart. I will brief on this. But before that, I will tell you, maybe if you are yet to do a PhD, yet to register for a PhD, I think many of them are like this. Okay, my audience, I'm not sure. You may be wondering what is research, what I am supposed to do, and that I am applying to certain university, that university is asking you to come up with a research proposal. Okay, how am I to do with the research proposal? How do I ever find a problem? Somebody please give me problem, please give me problem. Whenever you have a student, they will ask, please suggest a problem for us. Okay. Our problem is to be found by ourselves, and you should have open mind. I will start giving a very simple example at which I encountered. So I was on a visit to certain big institute, young age. I was a student then. I visited that institute, and I was waiting over there for some interview. I don't remember interview or to meet somebody. I was waiting in the visitors room. I was very new to it. Just then I was out of my native place, and I have gone to certain place of repute. Okay, everything was new to me. I was looking here and there, literally staring here and there. Then I wanted to drink water. There was a cooler, okay, in the corner of the room. I went to the cooler, searched here and there for some button so that which allows the flow of water. I couldn't see any button. Okay. I couldn't see any knob. I couldn't see any other operating tool that which can fetch me water. But I see people go near the cooler. They just stretch the tumbler, the tap below the tap. Water flows in. They drink the water and they go away. I was wondering, maybe it's automatic. It senses the tumbler and flows water. I tried that also. I didn't ask anybody. Okay. I tried that also. I went to the machine and then I just showed the tumbler to the tap. Water didn't come. I was wondering. I was very embarrassed to ask others also. Maybe I should find out. So I started observing how people move around. When they get near to it, what do they do to get the water? Okay. After I observed the whole of their body language, what did they do and all that. Finally, I discovered there was a pedal. Maybe you would have seen this kind of. That was first time for me to see such a machine. There was a pedal but the bottom of that machine, and as soon as people get near to it, they just press the pedal with their foot, and the water flows from the top tap. Okay. So this I couldn't discover because many people who entered, you don't watch their feet. Okay. If they come near that, and very gently they use their toe to press the pedal, and they got the water. So I took some time to observe what they were doing, how do they do, how do they get water and all that. So similarly, such a thing applies for your choosing the topic of research also. Yes, choosing the topic of research also. Now have a look at the research proposal flow chart. First one is the research question. Research question. So I got this from the link that has been given below. I acknowledge the source. Okay. A research question should be there in the mind. What, why, how, and the summary of proposal comes in. Where do you get this research question from? My advice, try not to go for an open problem. In every area, open problems will be there. Open problems are problems which have been beaten many times by many researchers who were unable to get answers. So, open questions are questions which could not be solved by even experts. Never try that for your, I am telling about PhD, okay, not path-breaking research, Nobel Prize research and all that. I am not telling about that. I am telling about how to get a PhD. So, the first question is to get a research question. You must have certain question in your mind. Okay. How do you get that question? How do you get that question? For this, I tell you, when you get a research question by yourself, there should have been a nagging question in your mind. There should have been a nagging question in your mind that you were trying to answer, trying to find an answer to that question. If you stick to that nagging question, the question which kept troubling you, keep troubling you for many days or months or years, if you get hold of that question, then you will be able to find a research problem or a machine. Okay. So suppose in the newspapers you see a certain boy invented a machine that can very easily what is that snatch get coconuts from coconut trees maybe. Okay. Or I have seen certain very small examples, a small type of different type of pulley that fetches water from the nearby pond to the field. Okay. The fellow would have invented his own machine. So, when you have a nagging question, a pressing problem in your mind, that should be the research question. How do you choose the research question? I will get into, okay, so I should not say so much theory. I am telling myself enough with theory. I will give you some practical examples how to some of my students I gave the topics. So, you should choose the topic which suits your nature, your environment, your strengths. Okay. Find out your strengths. Suppose somebody says, I want to do research on what is that? A very big hospital in India, very big hospital. I want to solve their problem. I want to solve their queuing problem. I want to solve their staffing problem. You can say something. Okay, that is a question I have in mind. Okay, then can you get data? Can you get data? Can you go to that hospital? At least sit there for some time without being a patient. Try to observe people. After 1 hour, somebody will catch you by your ear. What are you doing over here? Observing all this, taking photos. Okay. You cannot get data from a hospital just like that. Once it happened, so okay, a student proposing to take me as a guide. He was associated, in fact, with a very big hospital. Okay, he was the relative of the boss of the hospital. Okay, and I was very confident. Maybe we can do the research over here. Okay, we can get easily data here. We can do the staffing problem, shifting problem, or what is that inventory problem, or queuing problem. Anything we can get data. That doctor chief was interacting very much with me. He was very happy to know that we will be doing research and all that. But when I said I was from certain university and we want to get data from that hospital, then he took back all his what is that friendliness and said, no, no, data cannot be given. I cannot give you data. I'm very, very sorry. This is all confidential. We will get into problem. Okay? So you must know your strengths. If you want to do research, can you get data? Okay. So to get data, that area must be familiar to you. Okay. And it should be one of your strengths. Okay, that area cannot be in the side of one of your weaknesses. One of your weaknesses. Okay, now I will give you some examples on how I give certain topics. Okay, just look at it. This was with the due acknowledgement my research scholar Radhakrishnan. This was the topic suggested by me to and in coordination with the scholar, of course. The scholar and myself arrived at this topic for him. Development of optimal network model for tourism and queuing management in temples with the case studies in Kanchipuram. Okay. How did we get into this topic? First thing, both of us, the student and myself, are in Kanchipuram. Okay? We were in Kanchipuram. Second, uh, somehow this fellow had access to the temples through some sorts. He had access to the temples, maybe a local guy. He could go to the temple, sit there, ask for data and all that. Okay. Hmm. So he had the strength of getting data from temples. Okay. So this problem was to find out a network model to visit. Kanchipuram is of lot of temples, Shiva temples, Vishnu temples, everything. Okay. So a network model to visit the temples in the shortest possible time and covering maximum possible temples and all that. Okay. So this problem was chosen after a discussion with the scholar who felt he will be convenient with this kind of topic. And he had the habit of going to temples. He knew the methodology that is followed in temples. Okay. So when such a thing is chosen, the when the topic is chosen from your strong area, it was very easy to collect the data. Okay. I said the queuing management in temples, you should have done. He did the research for over 3 years. He waited in the temples, observed the queues, okay, gave them certain cheats to observe how the queue moves, how much time it takes to have see the deity, principal deity of the temples and all that. Okay, and he did some for 3 years. He could collect data, and then we came to design an algorithm which will make things faster. He is in fact going for a software or an app to enable all this to implement all this network model. It became useful to society, okay, and it was easier for the scholar to finish it faster. So unless your topic comes from within, it will be very difficult for you to flow through the topic. You cannot keep on arranging through the topic. So to choose the research question, you must first analyze yourself. The research scholar must analyze himself openly, write down what do I know, what do I do not know, what do I do not know, what are my strengths, am I good at programming, am I good at that software SPCS or MATLAB or whatever, or do I have access to people who can help me to do certain tasks for me. Okay, is there anybody to write a software for this? Is there anybody to help me? Is there anybody to help me to analyze the what is that the topic on hand, hmm? To organize the data, to type it out for me. Okay, observe so many things over there. So you choose a topic which is convenient to you. I will give a second example. The second example, was design of knowledge discovery and decision support system using Jaina logic. You may be wondering what is this Jaina logic is. Jaina logic, the binary logic has two, binary is two, Jaina logic is seven. Jaina logic is seven. You have true, false and indeterminate. With these three combinations, you have seven types of, seven rules of logic in Jaina theory. And I chose this because she was a Jain. She was a Jain and she was very strong at this Jaina theory, and we could easily get into that. We could easily get into that, and we could do some sort of artificial intelligence technique research over there, and how a robot can move around with this logic. And we, in fact, wrote some this Sherlock Holmes, what is that story with fully mathematical symbols. Okay. The Sherlock Holmes theory could be written with mathematical symbols. This could be done because the candidates are very strong at that particular topic. Okay. Then another topic I gave to another student was studies on effectiveness of ICT with GeoGebra and WinPlot as learning tools. Why this was chosen by the candidate? The candidate was a MSc in mathematics, but the candidate had a degree in education also. Degree in education also. So that would be that was very easy for her to interact with students, and study the effectiveness of certain softwares as a teaching tools, learning and the teaching tools of mathematics. That strong point was that. And she always had this question in mind, whether the software will increase, the ICT software will increase the learning, what is that, learning and teaching methodology. One more thing, one more type I will say. This was it's a mathematical modeling problem. Mathematical and experimental studies on wave propagation in a few liquid and solid systems with special reference to traditional practices in Hindu temples. So what we did, we had access to the physics laboratory by then. Okay. Then we thought we could integrate that also, because she had she was familiar with the physics lab instrument. Then we thought to study the wave propagation on just on liquid and solid system, that was possible. We plans were to study. Then we got into the holy liquids and the holy solids that were used in Hindu temples. Okay, and because I had that question in mind, how special are they? So that was implemented in this area. Now let me get to the what is this research proposal flow chart. The first one is the research question. How do you get the research question? I told you, to get the research question, close your eyes, maybe probably maybe in the midnight or something, when everything is silent. When everything is silent, okay, have a good sleep, then have a fresh brain, then think and jot down the your strengths, whatever you have studied, what are all the things you know, and is there anything bothering you? Was there anything bothering you in the near past? In the near past, okay. Any can be any small question. See, maybe for a MC project, it can be a very small question. For example, a doctor, one of my family doctor asked me this question. Asked me this question. So that lady doctor was to have a number of vaccines. Number of vaccines. She was wondering how many vaccines she should keep ready. She was not sure. So she had some experience, but sometimes what happens, there will be a shortage of vaccines, and sometimes there will be excess vaccines that would have been that should be discarded because they could not be kept beyond a certain point of time. So she had the question in mind. She had the question in mind how to determine the optimal number of vaccines she should have in that hospital to manage. How this can be solved? This is the question in mind. Okay, this is the question in mind. That should come naturally. The question should come naturally. So this question can be addressed by the method of simulation. Method of simulation. I'm getting into the methodology. Method of simulation. Okay, that you observe the data for a month or 2 months, maybe for 3 months. Then you decide on the number of vaccines to be kept by the doctor. Maybe another example, I can tell you a very simple example for PG students. Okay, you have a bakery nearby, maybe your college or something. Okay, I am telling a simple problem, how to get real problems so that you can attack. There is a very simple bakery near the school, near the college. Okay, and his problem, what they do, they prepare these sandwiches, breads, okay, the samosas and the cakes and all that. Hmm. How much do they prepare per day? Hmm. And how much inventory should they have? Do they waste and all that? How do they learn? They learn by experience. Okay. And their father would have been doing the business, son would be doing the business. Can you suddenly get into that business? A bakery business, you will never know. You will prepare 100 cakes, only 25 will go, 75 you will have to dump into the dustbin. You never know how much you need. So that is one type of question in mind. Another example which my MBA student had in mind, a MBA student father had a factory which produced certain nuts and bolts, and his father was either doing by himself or outsourcing. So the question had this fellow had in mind was whether my father should do everything here or outsourcing. What should be the ratio of outsourcing and in-house preparation, in-house manufacturing. Okay. So I asked him to design the problem. Once he had the question in mind, then you should find out the resources, then go for operations such modeling and design, and found out finally that the father would better what is that outsource everything. No need to run the company. He is actually recurring loss by what is that doing of manufacturing the nuts and bolts in the factories. That was a eye opener for them. Okay, that is mathematically proven. So I tell you, the problem should be chosen from your day-to-day experience. Tell you, I want to show this. Okay, this come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher. That was the words of William Wordsworth. Make nature your best teacher. With great love, learn from her the lessons of life. Okay. Maybe aeroplane was found out by seeing how the bird picks up, how the bird starts to fly. Okay. And so many inventions have been motivated from by nature. Many inventions have been motivated by nature. It is not that you invent something which is not at all useful to the society. When you go for when people went for inventions, they wanted to solve a particular problem of the society. Maybe wheel. The wheel could have been a very, very great invention for somebody who wanted to know which is the best shape to move. A triangle cannot move faster. Of course, a triangle can move with the difficulties. Okay, somebody found that circle is the best shape to prepare a manufacture a wheel. So nature is the best teacher. Nature is the best healer. Is the best teacher. So your problem must be chosen from the day-to-day thing you come across. Then many things are automatically solved. For example, the plagiarism problem. Once it is your own problem, literature review will be minimal. The next thing is literature review. Why? How? No? Literature method, theoretical approach, find the whole, look for the debate. These things will be of lot of importance when you get into a problem with the other fellow is doing. Hmm? Other fellow is doing. Maybe you want to find what is that? Yeah, a better camera. A better camera with image processing facilities. That camera should be able to detect whether the person is smiling or not. Even nowadays, certain apps are doing. Okay, they are detecting faces. You might have seen when your mobile phone, it is detecting faces, and it can tell you even the person is smiling or not. It can just click when the person smiles. There are certain apps, certain mobile phones, cameras. that will stay put till you smile. Once you smile, it will click. Okay. So if you want to do such a research, then many fellows would have been done about the topic earlier. So if you choose a beaten topic, then literature review has to be done extensively. You will have to see for the past maybe 20, 30 years who was doing, what was done on that, how was done on that. How do you do literature review? You get into these one of this. One is Google Scholar, okay. The other is ResearchGate, the scientific network, wherein you can register only with your institutional ID. Then my preferred one is Shodhganga. Shodhganga is the reservoir of Indian thesis, and you have, I think, lakhs of thesis over there for any subject. Okay, many of you might have come across this, might not have come across this, but this is a very good tool to go for the literature review, because you will get the thesis. Theses are downloadable there. It is divided into sections, the title, the abstract, chapter 1, chapter 2. So you can just download the title and abstract. Okay, you can search for your topic in Shodhganga. All these Indian universities have uploaded their thesis, original thesis. Okay, from almost 3 lakh theses are there as on date, I think. You search over there on your chosen topic. How did you choose your topic? I am telling you, choose your topic that pertains to your life, the questions you have in your mind, or your guide has in your mind. Okay? If you choose such a topic, not a open problem, it should be a solvable problem. Okay, and then your success is half assured. The plagiarism is already reduced, because when you have your own problem, the literature review will be minimal, because even it is your own problem. Nobody would have done it earlier. Maybe something similar, somebody would have done it. So go for Shodhganga, the reservoir of Indian thesis. Search in that Shodhganga, download a number of theses. That is what the many research scholars fail to do. They come to the interview, they say some proposal. Maybe we have interviewed a number of Ayurveda doctors also who come for this research. Okay, lot of demand to Ayurveda PhD. If there is 3 posts, 50, 60 doctors would apply, MDs would apply for that 3 research positions. Okay, they would say simply, okay, I have this xylem. If you apply this xylem, the knee pain will go. Knee pain will go. What do you have in the xylem? In the xylem, I have this component, that component. Then the expert will ask. This is practiced over years. Over years, neem oil is applied to relieve of pain, and the castor oil is applied to relieve certain strains. Okay, what is specialty in your product? What do you want to do? That I don't know, sir. This product is there. I will apply. I will get what is that some 50 samples. I will apply oil on their knees and say that they are all relieved. What is your contribution? That is what the expert asks. What is your contribution? Somebody else came with another proposal. Say, I have a very good chemical to wash, a very good solution to wash off whatever pesticide that is left on the vegetables. Hmm? You just put the chemical I am preparing, put into that water, then put all vegetables, wash all the chemicals. The expert simply asked, even a salty water can wash off all the chemicals from the vegetables. A simple water can wash off the chemicals, pesticides that is on the vegetables. Okay, how do you measure the whether the pesticide is removed or not? The doctor couldn't answer. Even the doctor couldn't answer. Okay, so the what I was trying to tell is, you try to choose a problem which is feasible, and which is your own problem. The problem should be feasible, and when you are not sure who has done, how to write a proposal for the problem, then get into one of this. Shodhganga ResearchGate will give you papers. Okay, you can directly get in touch with the author, search with the specialization. You can ask the author for a reprint. Some reprints, full texts are available. Some you can get from the author. Okay, there where the ResearchGate is a network where you can raise questions that will be answered by experts and all that. Okay. Second one is the Shodhganga, wherein you get the entire thesis. And the third one is Google Scholar, wherein you will get the list of relevant publications. So it is better than a simple Google search. Okay, so get into all this. Okay, then I was telling about this. You choose, I think I could convince you about the selection of the problem. The selection of the problem must be your own problem. I pray to you select a problem which really bothers you. Don't go by, don't just go through certain papers and choose, there is a gap here. The gap there is, sir, find a hole. No? You certain approach is to go for the literature review, read 10 papers, find the hole there and to try to fit it, try to fill in. What will be the problem? Simultaneously, somewhere in the world, some other few research will also be trying to fill the hole. And if they finish before you finish, your thesis becomes outdated. Okay. And I wonder, there was a researcher known to me who was doing research for 6 to 7 years on 2G, on 2G network. Okay. So by the time he finished, 3G was already in force and 4G started coming in. He had a tough time in defending the Viva. Viva people kept on asking, why are you telling about 2G now? It's all over. That game is over. Now 3G is running and 4G is getting in. Okay. Choose that your topic should not become outdated very soon. Should not become outdated very quickly. Then will be a problem for you. Okay. So choose a research question that is lingering in your mind, that really contributes to the society to some extent, that improves the life of people. At least you should improve your life. Then go for literature review. That is my advice. Then only you will come to know whether somebody had the real same question in their mind, whether somebody has done it, whether somebody left it at some point. Somewhere, some time ago, I saw a paper which was telling about encoding techniques using matrices. There was only one paper on that. Okay. Encoding through certain adjacency matrix technique. It addressed some encoding techniques using matrix theory. There was only one paper and I could not even find any other thing to get those things further. Okay. So that may be a starting point also if you do the literature review first. My best advice is to go for the research question first, then go to the literature review. So after you finish the literature review, you will be convinced that you have a unique problem on hand, unique problem that very few people did or nobody did, or your method is going to be unique. Your question is going to be unique. Choose such a problem in mind. I told you to choose such a problem. Find out what? Find out what are your strengths. What are you good at? Find out all your list, all your resources, whoever it may be. There may be a relative who can give you certain input. Okay. Hmm. There may be a relative who can give you certain input. There may be a professor who can find certain things for you. Then after choosing this, after going to literature review, then only you decide your methodology. Then only you decide whether you love to go for data collection, whether the research is qualitative or quantitative or case study based, then only you will come to the methodology. The methodology may call for usage of certain software like SPSS or MATLAB or whatever it may be. Hmm. It comes after the selection of research question only. Never do the reverse thing. Okay. I like MATLAB, I like SPSS, I want to choose a question which fits this software. No, no, no. You do this, and even when you are not familiar with the methodology, then certain books will help you on selection of samples if you are doing social research. Okay. Quantitative research, then selection of sample and all this, what is this hypothesis testing. Okay. Listing of hypothesis, going for samples, questionnaires and all that will get in. Then you go through certain research methodology books, best one by Kothari and the survival guide for PhD scholars and all that you go through. So that is about methodology. Okay. And then how to collect data, all that will come there. Then you go about the collection of data, whether it is your data is going to be primary or secondary. Okay. All those things will come into force there. Yes. Yeah. Then you would think about the limitations. Then you think about the limitations. What are these limitations? The scope of your research. Scope of your research. I have done only this. Okay. For example, one of my they did on Kanchipuram temples. His limitation was temples, the pilgrimage Kanchipuram temples. He limited himself to the practices of in Kanchipuram temples. So your theory will always have limitations. Then you conclude. Then it is at the end of the slide. Then you conclude what is the contribution of your research, what is that it has done to you or to society. So in this, I will tell you certain personal experiences. Where do you get these questions from? Where do you get these research questions? How do you think about the research question? I tell you, all research problems are hanging in the air. Okay, whatever you intend to find out, it's already found out. It is there in the air. That is my philosophy. It is there in the air. Call it nature or call it God or call it whatever. Okay, it is there in the air. Once your mind gets in touch with that infinite knowledge, okay, automatically the flow starts. If your mind is closed, why I am saying this? What do I mean by this closed mindedness? The hesitation to share the research proposal. I find it in many scholars. Okay, they think I have a research proposal. If I share it with somebody, gone. My problem has gone to somebody. They will do it. No, 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 no. It is not like that. I will tell you a small story. There was a farmer hmm, who used to donate the best of seeds to the all the farmers who were around him. Okay, best of seeds. Every year he used to get the best farmer award. So somebody asked him, see, why do you use to give away the best seeds to all the nearby farmers? All keep everything to yourself. Keep everything to yourself. Every year you will get the best farmer award. You know, no, you see, you understand this. When I give the what is this? The paddy grows by cross pollination. Okay? The birds pick the seeds from one field and they drop it another seed. It happens, you know, it's a nature's process. And what happens if the farmers, my neighboring farmers, if they have bad seeds, then what will happen? Automatically, the due to this birds effect, all the bad seeds will get dropped in my field, and I may get even bad paddies. Okay, so if all the people around me, if yes, some other noise is heard, if all the people around me have good paddies, good plants, then automatically due to this cross pollination effects, I will also get good seeds only. So he used to distribute good seeds to all the nearby farmers. Same thing applies to research. Never close your mind. When there is a seminar, when there's a conference, just to go there, throw open whatever you have in mind. Nobody can steal your problem. The best thing is you will get to know about other people's problem. Somebody may even give you input. Somebody may give you even input. I tell you, when I was doing PhD, there was a very crucial stage. We found a representation theorem. And the context is different. We found a representation theorem. Guide told me representation theorem is okay, but unless you compare this with any existing representation theorem and tell whether it is improving the representation theorem or not, your paper is not going to hold water. It cannot be processed. This question will certainly be there. What do I do those days? Maybe 30 years ago, we didn't have Google and all. He said, I have seen this in certain old book, certain old textbook. I don't remember where I saw it. What do? You go to the library, keep on searching textbook to find out where the original representation theorem is. So what do I do? Do I go to the library and keep searching for that particular representation theorem? How many months it may take? Nobody knows. So I just went to another professor in that department. I was just discussing with him. This is my problem. I had a what is this representation theorem? I am looking for its parent representation. He said, okay, only few days ago I was just looking at the book. Just wait a minute, my dear boy, I will get it for you. He reached to the Almera, he got the book for me, he threw it open, there was the representation theorem, and the next day I could just post the paper. Imagine. So unless you share your thoughts to somebody, don't keep to yourself. That method, that tendency is there in many researchers' mind. They have some problems in mind, and they even openly discuss it at the colloquium, research colloquium. They won't discuss. So this is my problem. If I spell it out, somebody may take away this problem. What if let them take away this problem? They will give their own problems to you. So do not have a closed mind. Have an open mind. Then automatically the infinite knowledge, whatever it may be, the infinite knowledge will touch you. The moment it touches you, you will get a research question in your mind. Okay, and don't try to harm others' research. That some researchers do, and they will do something that will hamper that researcher's what is the progress, so that I can progress faster. No, no. There was a story about a joker. He was telling to some of his friend, see, Mohan troubles me every day. He comes and blows me on my back, hits me on my back every day. It hurts me. So what I have done today? I have kept a what is that, a bomb on my back. So now when the my friend hits me on the back, the bomb will blow and he will get his hand hurt. Will only his hand get cut? This fellow's back will also get cut. Okay, so never try to hurt other people. Never. I am getting into philosophy because it's doctor of philosophy, right? Never try to hurt any people. Do not have negative feelings. When you have negative feelings, your mind won't be clear. You won't be able to perceive what the world is trying to tell you. The world is trying to tell you something. Okay, call it anything, but the world is trying to tell you something. I have this problem. Kindly solve this for me. Okay. Then when do you decide this? When do you decide this? Only when you have an open mind. So I think I will be concluding. Have a open mind. Okay. Look for the problems in and around you. Okay. Look for your strengths, know your weaknesses, then only this research proposal flow chart will go well. Okay, then maybe okay, it should show me the next slide. Yes, you may want some tips to write a research paper. What is a research paper? You will have a lot of theory on that. Research paper is the summary of your research. Simple. So when the research is original, when your problem is original, okay, your paper will certainly be Scopus indexed or Thomson Reuters indexed, whatever it is. Okay, it will automatically get into that. It will automatically fit in some of these indexed papers. It will automatically get fit there. Okay, so there are small techniques are there in writing a paper, and you should always look for a model how a paper is arranged, the abstract and the summary, keywords, and then. But once you do your research properly, research paper is just a summary. Summary should be automatic. Okay. I didn't want to get into all this because you must have heard many things about this. Okay. Then the basic attributes that attitudes that a researcher should have, I will conclude with this. You should have logical thinking, and I am showing these pictures because for a lighter side, you should have a lighter mind. You should laugh it out. You should enjoy it. Then automatically the research problems will flow in. So logical thinking must be there. I have purposely put some pictures over there. Research mindset should be there. Look at the cat, how it keeps observing things. Then creative thoughts must be in your mind. See how the one bird opens the tap, other bird drinks, and how the steps are used as shelters for shoe racks. Okay. Then audacity, dhairyam. You should have certain willpower to attempt something new. Then adventurous attitude. You must get into something new which will fetch you results. It is not going to be easy. A researcher's life is not going to be easy. You should have some adventurous attitude and some thirst for knowledge. Even risking life, some you should try to gather new knowledge. Then skills of abstraction, that is for paper writing. You do everything, then you put everything in abstract form, make it a paper. That's the skills of abstraction. Then your novelty. You should do something novel. I think and our lecture is coming to a close here. See, in summary, try to get a problem on your own, open, and if needed, I can give you hints also. I have given hints to dozens of research scholars during my tenure as a director, not only my students. Okay, not only my students, maybe from other disciplines. I am a maths guy, from engineering disciplines, from Sanskrit, whoever it may be. Within some hours of talk, I could suggest them their own topic. Okay, I am telling you this with all humbleness. I could suggest them their topic, a topic for them. They would live happily in my cabin. I have so many friends like that. Okay, so when a person is able to suggest the research topic for others, it should be very easy for the research scholar to fetch the topic. Okay. Then things will move very, very fast, very, very naturally. Flow will be natural, plagiarism won't be there. Your paper will be of some good standard. Okay. So thank you very much on this, and I am handing over the session to the organizer. If there are questions, I can address. I think I made it somewhat different. I didn't want to get into the usual thing of how research paper will look like, what is its purpose index, how to publish paper, what is the impact factor, and all that. Okay, that is always there on the web to see. I wanted to convince them that the research is a natural flow of the inner self. The finding the problem should be very, very natural. Then your flow will be very neat, and research will be of standard. Thank you. Yeah, the organizer
Sir,
can take over.
yes, sir. Uh, Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
It was an absolutely amazing and fantastic FTP, presented with ample of examples in a clear manner by considering all the uses. The style and knowledge of Dr. Venugopalji is inspiring, a very informative and valuable session, sir. Instead of me talking, I want the users to give your valuable queries and feedbacks.
questions can also be there. If somebody wants questions, I can answer. Yeah.
Users, please, for the session is open for your queries and feedback.
Hello, very
Yes.
good evening, sir.
Yes.
I am Balaji. Sir, how we can come over from the references
Yes.
during the plagiarism?
How you can get over the
Yeah,
hints thrown by the plagiarism software?
yes, sir. Especially references only references.
References, there should always be a provision in the software, whether it is Urkund or Turnitin. Exclude those references. You can go to the options, exclude, tell that references to be excluded from finding the plagiarism. Or what do you
Oh,
do? You submit only the main document to plagiarism software. Ignore the references yourself. Ignore the title, ignore the acknowledgement, all that will be shown as a plagiarism, similarity, and chapters only from chapter to chapter end, removing all the references, you submit for plagiarism. Then it won't show you references. Okay.
thank you, sir. Only the document. I am very thankful to you, sir.
Submit only that base document. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And in some software, there is even provision to exclude the references. I've been using Urkund and Turnitin. You can go over there, and but sometimes what happens in some university or some clerk will do the plagiarism checking. Okay, he will say 43% it is showing, 30% it is showing. So better submit the main document, or further better chapter wise.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
The session is open for you. You can ask your queries.
Yeah.
Happy afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Any queries?
Yeah, happy afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, very much. Yourself, madam.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm Sugandhi Vishwanathan
Yes.
and I come from the school side.
Yeah.
I have a query.
Yeah.
So my my teachers encounter a lot of experiences
Mm.
every day.
Mm.
So any of the experience could be taken as the problem question.
Yes.
My question is,
Yes.
what if this experience is so unique
Mm.
that there is no research done? So then the literature review becomes a little tough for us.
No.
So,
When nothing is done, research review is faster.
okay.
You can simply say nobody has touched this upon. I tried, I searched, nobody has done this so far. And you
Okay.
can just look for any similar problem. For example, one of my student did the school related research. I showed you the effect of certain GeoGebra and WinPlan software on teaching and learning school mathematics only. Okay, but then nobody has did the research on this particular software, but there were certain research on certain other software. Okay, so they can be chosen as the literature side. And when it is a unique problem, literature review will really be short only.
Okay.
Yes, you
So
have
if
any
the
problem
literature
in
review
mind?
is, yeah, of course, sir.
Hmm. You want to do
So,
research? You got into
of
research
course.
already?
So already I have done a couple of dissertations.
Oh,
I want to write papers. I don't want to get into a
get
PhD
into
or
a P. You
something.
want to write papers. That is very
I
nice.
just want to write
That is
papers.
very nice.
Yeah,
Mm.
which I can contribute to educational journals.
Super.
So,
Hmm.
so that is why I'm asking you
Yeah,
because
very nice. Very nice.
everyday experience and noting
Yes,
down
yes.
my experiences,
Mm.
that
Mhm.
could be a unique.
Very good, very good. For example,
Yeah,
the use of acronyms in teaching mathematics can be a
yeah,
topic. Can be a topic.
yeah,
Okay, you can
yeah.
write simply write a paper. It can be a statistical paper or real experiences. You can see a paper, research can be a survey type of research. The article can be yet many types of papers can be written. One is a
Hmm.
survey type of article. Survey type of articles will help people to, in a comprehensive way, to understand a particular topic. Okay, you
Hmm.
have in mind that is survey level papers or statistical papers. You can say this usage of this method influences the audience in a certain way. You can go for sample taking. Okay, you can
Hmm.
take some 40 students, 50 students, apply that particular teaching method, see the
Hmm.
effect on it, and you can
Hmm.
say that this my particular teaching method has more effect. Okay, it
Hmm.
can be
Hmm.
quantitative, qualitative, or survey method also. All the best,
Hmm.
madam. Try doing.
Thank
Get
you
in
so
touch
much,
with
sir.
me if needed. Okay, thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
I would love to.
yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Suganti
Hmm.
ma'am, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Any other queries? Guys, any other queries?
Anybody else?
We need all your valuable feedbacks. So all the participants kindly mail to this email ID. We need all your feedbacks, valuable feedback. So all the participants kindly mail your feedbacks to this mail ID. Any other is there to share online queries or feedback?
Happy evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it is very useful for us because this type of the research methodology seminar is the first time for me.
Yeah, very good. You are doing research or finished research, sir?
Finished, sir. Already finished it.
Very good.
But and this is basic information for the new researchers, sir.
Oh, okay. How
And
did
it
you
is
find it?
creative, very very nice, sir. And it will create curiosity about the research for the new researchers.
Yes, very nice.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
nice.
Thank you.
I have given on the chat box my WhatsApp number.
Okay, sir.
If anybody interested, can get in touch with me also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank
nice.
you very much.
Any other queries?
Some query is there in the chat box. Initially, to find a problem ourselves, is it sufficient if we study a lot of literature survey in our area of interest? Someone Shelby has asked, I tell you, this is going through literature survey and finding the gap is one thing. Is one thing. I would suggest the other way around. You have a problem in mind first, then go for the literature survey. That would put things in order, because told you, when you go for the literature survey in your area, you would have spent considerable time on that. Then you will find a gap in the literature survey. Then somebody X or Y may also be doing the same business over there. They may also find the gap, and your research may be just a repetition. Before you finish, somebody would have finished it. Okay, that happens in pure research or something. When you have a problem, your own problem in mind, I tell you, it is very will be very easy to finish the research. Okay, how do you get your own problem? Look around, observe your day-to-day activities. Okay, go to some mall, go to some mall. Okay, all inventions, all research. See, I'll tell you one example. How do you get a problem? See, a doctor is there. Okay, he was telling me, see, there is a lot of queue builds up there, and everybody comes and shouts at my room that they had to wait for 3 hours, 4 hours to see me. What do I do to improve the this thing? A doctor might ask. But what you can suggest is, you can observe around, see what happens. So see what happens. The doctor, when a patient enters, he measures the BP. He looks at his previous records, asks him what are the medicines you are taking, and all that is happening. So in certain hospitals, you must have seen, before seeing the doctor, one fellow will take your temperature and BP, other fellow will test your sugar levels, other fellow will see whether you had any recent tests or something, and make a summary of you to the doctor. Then when you go to the doctor, doctor will simply see the summary. Okay, then he will jump into, so within 5 minutes he can finish your case. Okay, so that is the doctor's problem. And when somebody observes it, they can suggest this as a queuing technique. Okay, so observe the problem, then go for literature survey, not the other way around. I don't recommend that. Okay, only one question I saw over there. Thank you for the reply. Very good. Yes, that is better, but people will suggest the other way. First, go for literature survey, read a lot of. What do you read, sir? Unless you have a nagging, you will be naturally doing this when you have a problem in your own mind. It is not not your own problem. That wherever you go, have an open mind. See, if you see a crowd there, hmm, if you see even traffic regulations, you go to a particular place, you are observing, going through a particular, you are observing that the traffic is held up there in particular point only all the time. Then you can think what can be done to done this. You can devise an alternate route and suggest to the city police also. Okay, maybe you can suggest the shortest route for somebody. So some of our MBA students, they took the problem of speed post delivery in and around Chennai city years ago. Some 20 years ago, they did that. Speed post delivery, the shortest route in which the speed post fellow can travel and collect and deliver. Okay, the postal department gave them appreciation letter also. That was the problem that occurred in one of the students' mind. He was thinking, why this speed post gets delayed sometime. Maybe they are repeating the same route again and again. How to give them? That was a graph theory problem, and they did it well. First, observe the problem. Wherever you go, keep your eyes open. If you are a botany guy, keeps looking at the plants. Go to the vegetable market and all that. Okay, why sometimes the cucumber tastes bitter? What can be done? You think over it. If you are a businessman, go to the malls, go to marketplaces, and see there. I will tell you one example, if I have time. There was a supermarket in abroad where there was one fellow with a car. He complained. He complained to the car owner. See, whenever I park my car there in the supermarket, I am not able to start it again. Okay, it is battery gets dead. It is not starting. It was a simple problem. All checked their car. Car was okay. When they tried to start it, it started quickly. It was a cold country. Okay. Then they observed what happened. Then the manager started digging. What is the real problem? Then he answered, whenever, see, sometimes it starts, sometimes it doesn't start. So when does it start, sir? If I go and get vegetables, it starts faster. If I go and get ice creams, it starts late. Then he started digging out what's the problem. Ice cream queue was very lengthy, and he took more time to come out of the shop. Okay, come out of the shop. Then, due to more time, the car didn't start that fast because of the cold country. That was a small research. Okay. Then, when you in the supermarket, when you want to attract children to get chocolates, that should be held at the height of the children. If you keep chocolates at 6 feet height, then the children won't look at it. So it should be kept at 1 feet, 2 feet high. This they would have decided only after a lot of observation. So if you are a businessman, marketing MBA guy, keep looking at the market. Go to the market, observe the salesman, observe somebody who comes to your this thing, observe how a salesman works, how a ticket counter works, and all that. You will get a, you will with the, if you have see with your open eyes, you will get a problem there. Okay, so like that, keep looking for problems in and around you, then things will be fast for you. Yes. Yes. Anything else? Anybody else?
Hello.
Anybody
Any?
else?
Hello.
Yeah. Is there any feedback link that I don't know? You should ask the organizer or somebody is asking. What are the basic steps to write research paper without plagiarism? The only basic thing is to write your own words, except for definitions. Write the entire paper in your own words. Don't just Google and paste some para there. It will result in plagiarism. Okay, so type your own English. If you are not good at English, type it out, reach for an English professor and get it corrected. Never copy, and when you, the plagiarism results when you copy and paste something. When you type something on your own, the plagiarism will never get into this, right? Yeah. Yes. Can we close? Yes, madam. Anybody there? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Anybody
Sir.
there? Any more questions?
Yeah. Hello. Can you
Yes.
able to hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Sir, I think it's that.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Tell
Hello.
me. Any more questions? Any more
No, sir.
questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, Kannagi, there is a question that has been put up by Parthiban in the
Okay.
chat.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you please read that question?
How to make school students think in such a way they will start researching and solving problems? Okay. I will give some examples. One or two school students, right? You ask them certain questions. For example, they come to the computer labs. Hope I am audible now. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
See, it is a computer lab. Okay. When entering the computer lab, all the students should leave their shoes there. Shoes there. So there should be some shoe racks with pigeon holes. Okay. You just ask the student. You don't keep any shoe rack there. Ask the student how many pigeon holes should be there in the racks. 100 or 200 or 50 or 25. How do they decide? Many students come to that, maybe 10th standard students may come, maybe 30 in number, and physics students may come, maybe 50 in number. Okay. So what should they do? Put them, ask them to find answers by themselves. So they will research, they will jot down, Sunday first period this many shoes are seen, Sunday second period this many shoes are seen, Tuesday third period this many shoes are, like then let them make, and they let them decide the maximum number. Okay, then the maximum number of shoe racks to be found out. Another, train them to the difference between average, mean, median and mode. When median is to be used, when mode is to be used, when the average is to be used. Okay, give them certain examples. Ask them to go to certain places and find the answers. For example, let them go to the railway reservation counter. If they go to the railway reservation counter, ask them to observe the number of chairs that are put there. Hmm? In the railway reservation counter, daily 500 people come and go. Maybe 1000 people come and go. Should we keep 1000 chairs there? All of them to sit? No, no. How many chairs are put over there? Are they enough? Do people stand there? Ask them to observe all that. Then they will have question in their mind. How to determine the optimum number of chairs to be put there? One is the limitation of space. Okay, and all that. How many chairs are to be put there? This is this observation. Then the solution is found by simulation and all that. That is there. Okay, that is observe. Ask them to observe things, the small things. Okay, there may be a small shopkeeper by your how many pens he should keep, how many reams of paper should he keep, what does he do, how much purchases he makes every day. That is a problem for the shopkeeper, whether you can help him or not. Ask them to go around and to look at small things. Ask them to question. Our education system is that the teacher keeps on asking questions. Okay? Now go the other way. Okay? Ask them to ask questions. Train them to ask questions. Maybe even the lesson itself, ask them to read the lesson a day before and first start with questions. Or you don't ask them to write answers on a particular chapter. You teach a lesson and ask them to come with 10 different questions on the chapter. When the researcher, he should be able to question, develop the questioning ability in the students. When you develop the questioning ability in the students, automatically they will get to know things by research only. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else? That's what I thinking. Develop the questioning abilities of the students. Go the other way. Ask them to ask questions only. Or give the answer, ask them to write the question in a simpler way. So they should learn questioning. Yeah. Yes. One new message. Absolutely, they need observation and skill questioning ability. I think since we have all the assessment is closed instead of open end question. Yes. People should be asked to question. Yes. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have another question, sir.
Yes, madam.
What is the earliest age for presenting a paper? So
for a student.
that is, can students present their paper?
Students, when they can just speak.
No,
when they can
are
talk.
very good.
See, they can need not even make a PPT. Okay, they can just present a situation. They can present a situation, and maybe they may not be able to solve the problem. Ask them to address a paper is what technically after this +2 they must be able to write articles. I have seen school students to open blogs and they start writing some there.
Yeah, some of my students have started.
They do that. How do they do that? Why do they do that? Because they were trained to ask questions. They were trained to think. They were trained to. The language doesn't matter, madam. They can even write it in Tamil. They can write it in Hindi. They can write it in English. Language doesn't matter. In our leave alone those communication taboos. Leave them. Set them aside. A fellow, if the teacher trains them to talk on something, talk on any small thing, they can start writing papers as early as when they are in high schools. No problem.
Okay.
Ask them to write small paras. There are many websites, maybe yourcode.in, small. They can write even 2 lines. Why don't you call it a paper? They can just 2 lines there, this thing. And I have seen a +2 student writing 3 or 4 books now, even in a local Kanchipuram village. I have seen students who write books, books on internet, small books.
Yeah. So that is exactly why I'm asking you.
The age doesn't matter. But for research papers, they can get into kind of what is this UG.
Okay.
They can ask them to write newspaper letters. first to start with. Ask them to write
Yeah.
letters to editors, letters to magazines. That is how I started. I started writing letters to Tuplak, some Dinamalar, Dinatandi, wherever possible I would write. When it appeared on that, I got enthusiasm. Then I thought I should write bigger things. Give them enthusiasm, ask them to write wherever they want. If they may would like to express something, ask them to express it. Writing letters to editors, letters to magazines, or some even appreciation letter to Denmalar Valamanar will do. I read the story இந்த இது படிச்சு பார்த்தேன் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு ஆசிரியருக்கு வாழ்த்துக்கள் எழுதி போட சொல்லுங்க anything.
Okay.
Let them start
Okay.
writing, see
Because,
their writing on the print, and then that will motivate them to write further. And then they will learn about writing research articles and all later.
Yeah, some of my students from class 6 write fictional books.
Yeah,
So
super.
they are on what? Yeah,
Very
they
nice,
are
very
on.
nice. Encourage them.
Yeah, and they write. They have couple of them have actually published novels. I want to steer their writing into research.
Research. Then.
So, and I want to know if their papers can be published.
Yes, yes. See, there are now. You don't think about research journals. There are journals, small journals. For example, what is that? The journal published by Indian Institute of Science. I will let you know if you ping me on my WhatsApp. I will let you know.
Scopus, sir?
Not just monthly, weekly magazines, madam.
Okay.
Ask them to write in weekly. These things should be. You should have a clear title. Then there should be abstract. Then there should be keywords. And maybe some references. And the text. This should be the general format of a paper. Okay. And you should be crisp. The Indian Institute of Science publishes certain periodicals. And weekly magazines are there. Business Line and all, they are there. They kind of papers can be published in that. Let them start with indexed journals, that's all. Simply with journals with ISSN or something. That should be enough. Slowly, when they do real research problems, they will get into Scopus journal and all.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Anybody else? Happy that it's a lengthy interaction. If there is anybody, we can continue. Otherwise, we can close. Yeah. Yes, I am putting my email ID also. I am putting my email ID also. If somebody wants to write to me, they can write to me.
Sir, this is Karnagi. Shall we?
I wish we can close, sir. Further questions? No further questions? We can close. Yes.
All the participants kindly post your valuable feedback in the mail ID which was given there.
Yes.
Which was given here.
Yeah.
And gratitude can transform common days into thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. So this is the time for showing our gratitude. I take this opportunity to thank our Chief Mentor G, the man behind all our success. Our COO, yes, Ramachandran G, ED Ma'am, Principal G, Dr. L. Ramachandran G, our esteemed speaker Venugopal G, and all the eminent faculty members who had graced this program with his presence. My heartfelt thanks to Mr. Prakash and team IT support who readily helped us in all aspects. My heartful thanks to Ms. Priyadarshini and team, media team. I thank everyone once again from my bottom of heart. Thank you all and thank you so much. Have a happy day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, madam. We can disconnect.
Yeah, wonderful session.
भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Yes.